start now?
Are you ready?
Okay.
You are ready.
Okay. So is this your first time to be in Japan?
Yes.
So what is the impression about this country?
I was having high hopes, but they were even better actually. It was a fantastic time. The show was amazing yesterday, and I was planning to go out and have a party, but I didn't have energy. I had 3 beers and I was so exhausted from the show and all the memories, and it was fantastic.
It is great being here. We are all suffering from a little bit of jet lag. You can easily tell that after the show everybody in the band went, go to bed, and it was exhausting days for us, but it's fantastic to be here. I always wanted to go here, not only to play, but as a visitor. I'm really very positively impressed by how easy it is and how calm people are. I thought it's gonna be more hectic, more chaos everywhere, but people are quiet and nice. You know, when we travel around and everywhere in Europe you go, the streets are crazy. It's like a war zone sometimes, but here it's quiet and nice.
But did you go out south?
We have not seen everything. There might still be places where we have not.
Roppongi nighttime was rough sometimes, yeah.
You should go out today. It's very bad around here. So many people. It's totally hectic.
Okay.
You should try.
Yeah, maybe I will actually.
Yeah, this is I think the busiest place in Japan.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I saw your stage last night. It was fantastic as usual. So how was it? LOUD Park is the biggest festival in Japan. How did you feel?
I was a bit nervous because I heard so many other bands say, oh, the crowds are different in Japan. Okay, I thought, okay, how do you mean? Oh, well, they're going to be a bit more quiet during the songs, they're not going to be as active, but I think it was fantastic.
I don't see a big difference from anywhere else.
They're more polite here, because when I actually talk,
they're quiet.
People turn quiet. In Europe, they never shut the fuck up, you know. They'll be screaming and trying, hello, I'm trying to talk to you. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Especially if we play in Germany, everybody's shouting for beer the whole time. But here, people are excited and listening, which is nice. We've been looking forward to this a long time, to come to LOUD Park, and never before it had fitted with our schedule. We usually book very far in advance, and we book always European tours or American tours at this time. So this time we had a break because we are currently writing songs. So it actually fitted perfect.
Oh, great.
So finally we could make it.
So did you bring that tank by airplane?
No. We sent it by boat. Ships for 1.5 months or 2 months or something like that. We have 2 of them, so we sent one of them over here because we have a bit of a downtime. As Per said, we're preparing for a new album. So normally in Europe, when we're flying between the festivals, we have one setup going maybe to Finland, and the other setup is going to France or something like that. But now we realized we didn't need 2 tanks at the same time, so we had one for the Norwegian show just a few days ago, and then we sent the other one directly after our festival in August. We shipped the tank over here.
Oh, that is great.
It takes a little while, and it becomes very interesting when you declare it.
To customs. What do you have here?
It's a couple of machine guns, it's a tank, it's some barrels of ammunition.
A couple of grenades, you know.
Some grenades.
Did you have any serious problem? No.
We don't have problems like that, but we need to make sure that we explain it, and when the customs open it, that we have somebody on location that can be there, like, don't be afraid when you open it. It's not going to explode, it's nothing dangerous, it's just for theater.
Okay.
But we have to declare it all the time, and they get a little bit curious.
Yeah, right. Okay. So why do you play Final Countdown before the show? Is there any reason why it's that song? Because it's Swedish pride? Or?
There's many reasons about it. I mean, it's a good song.
Yeah,
that's
course,
one reason. Europe is still like considered, and it's one of the biggest sources of inspiration why we start to play heavy metal, because they are legends in Sweden. So thinking about it, it's like, oh, they have been the #1 charts around the world, and it's a dream that one day we could be that too. So it's that, and it also gives us energy before the show, and also an idea that the fans maybe perfect if there is a festival, because maybe they are not watching the stage, maybe they take a break or for a beer or something, and it sounds like the show is starting or something, and it's the final countdown, so it's counting down.
One of the reasons we started with it, when you were supporting, we were many years ago in Europe supporting, I can't remember which band, and maybe somebody was in the bar having a beer, somebody else went to have a smoke or something, and if we just had a 30-second intro and went on stage, maybe some people were, oh, I missed it. They didn't get the spots they wanted, maybe they missed a couple of songs. So we noticed that we play that song, and we put up the volume a bit, then people know, okay, something's happening, the final countdown, it sends a message, so everybody gets ready for the show. And then we noticed that, at least for many places we play, people take that as the show pre-party, everybody, okay, final countdown, let's open the beer, hello, let's go.
And for us, standing backstage, it's like, wow, we get happy when we hear the song, so we get like in the mood for playing the show.
Yeah, now the problem is if I hear that on the radio, I feel like, oh no.
Where's the guitar? and we know also, we know how long it is, so when it starts, we do the final check, all the technicians, they do the final checks. If everything is working, they know they got like 4.5 minutes to fix it if there's some problems.
I see. Yeah, it's kind of rare that you take a lot of time before you go onto the stage, so that nobody gonna miss your show. That's the reason. Okay. See. Okay, so your vocal style is very different. You use lower range compared to other typical.
Yeah.
So who are your favorite singers? Any influence?
Well, it was an accident. I'm singing actually. The thing was, I came into the band. I mean, in 1999. It wasn't SABATON. We were called Aeon back then. Per is the only one who's still left from those days, and I was playing Hammond and church organ. That's my original instrument, and I was playing keyboards, of course, then with the band, and I wrote some songs, and I think it was Per who asked me, well, can't you just sing the melody so we know which melody you had in mind for the song? Sure. And it sounded like shit, yes, it did, to be honest. But the funny thing was, we were going to record a demo, and I said, well, we don't have a singer. And they said, you sing, we'll use the demo to find a singer. Okay. And this kind of dragged along, so I never planned to be a singer, so I never trained with any other voice than mine, which is, I was sad about then, but now I'm happy, because I never trained means nobody sounds like me. But for me personally, both vocal-wise and frontman-wise, I think probably Dee Schneider is my biggest inspiration. Very, first of all, nice guy, but secondly, fantastic frontman. His amount of energy, I don't see many people. It's him and Bruce Dickinson. Those two kill everyone else on the physical side, and also Dee's voice of singing. I always liked the bit harsh kind of singing. Also Udo Dirkschneider from Accept, that kind of singing. So I guess I adopted it somehow through that, but I never practiced the high notes, and trust me, nobody wants to hear them.
Yeah, and you pronounce the R like
Yes.
Is it intentional to sound like German, or?
No, actually, it's a way I over-articulated in the beginning, mainly because I could easily get away with the Swedish accent.
Oh, I see.
Because back then, maybe let's say 15 years ago, I started doing it, and it's because otherwise people could hear that I was having a Scandinavian accent. And then it became a thing that people wanted it to be there. And also back then we had some really fast songs with really fast lyrics. And if you don't go and really punch off from something, it's going to be hard to keep up with the vocals. So now I guess I don't do it as much as I used to be doing it, but still I'm not thinking about it anymore. In the beginning I was thinking, okay, the way you pronounce it. Now I just do it, and that R is still there. And that's also a sound we have in Swedish. R. That's how we would say it. The more traditional R that's used in English, the softer one, is not natural to the Swedish, in our region at least. We more have the Scottish R, really, instead of really. So, I mean, it's a mix of different reasons, actually.
I see. But is Scandinavian, accent the problem? I think it sounds cool,
Well,
it depends. What Candlemas has a huge, I think, Swedish accent. Early days with.
The early days, yes. You can hear that a lot, yes. No, I don't mind it at all personally. I just had some complaints about it, so I had to do something. Yeah.
Yeah, Japanese accent is a very, I know it's a big problem for it. It sounds like a comedy to a lot of people, but I think they Scandinavian.
I think everybody is critical to their own accent, because everyone who's complaining about my Swedish accent were Swedish.
Oh.
And of course, at that point, we were not touring internationally. So I can hear you're Swedish. Okay, I gotta fix that. So I fixed it, And I think I'm not thinking about when I'm here in Japan about the accent. It's a natural thing. I mean, everybody comes from a different place. I mean, even if you're in England, it's gonna sound totally different.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's. I think it's mostly people within that country or within that region. They actually think about it more than anyone else. Yeah. If we go to America, nobody's ever going to complain that our English is not good enough. They're just more than happy to say, well, finally we can understand you,